Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Tuesday, July 7th, 2015 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I value my feelings and I value my thoughts. And today we're finding the balance between our thoughts and our feelings as we move through the last full day of Mercury in Gemini. Mercury has been in Gemini since the beginning of May, and we had that retrograde. So we've been really working on our thoughts and our thinking and our communications and how we listen since May. And so today it's beautiful. We have a few connections with Mercury that are trying to get in those last minute lessons. So we begin the day with the moon in Pisces squaring Mercury in Gemini. And so, the moon in Pisces wants us to be intuitive, wants us to tune into our spirit and know things, because, I know this because. It doesn't have to have the reason. And Mercury in Gemini loves reason. It loves to know the whys. Well, how come? The whys and how comes. So allow your intuition to infiltrate, that thinking. And remember, you don't always have to know why. Sometimes you just have to trust your gut. And even if it's not turning out as you think when you trust your gut, there's usually a higher reason. Trust. Everything is always working out for me. That's part of the magic and the miracles that Pisces brings. Everything is always working out for you. We also have the moon connecting into Saturn. By the way, I was going to say, if we were Sesame Street, today would be brought to you by Mercury and Saturn. So there's a lot of Mercury-Saturn energy abounding today. But the moon's also connecting to Saturn, heightening that intuition, heightening that gut feeling, heightening our responsibility for listening to the intuition, for doing what we know is right, even if we don't have the whys and hows, even if there isn't reason. The moon's going to shift into Aries, and that's going to be, still in the morning that it's shifting into Aries. So up until then, we're going to have the void of course moon. So you may begin the day kind of sleepy and I don't want to do anything, but the moon's going to shift and it's and action. And I think the moon shifting into Aries is actually going to be beautiful for taking action when it comes to listening to our gut, listening to our intuition, listening to, okay, I've done all this work with my thinking. It's shifted. Now I have to walk that talk. I have to take that action. I'm going to take the walking my talk adventure. So the final thing that's happening today, this is where it really comes in. Mercury is going to be in conjunct Saturn. So that's definitely kind of an uncomfortable connection. It's not an easy peasy trine. It's we're not really seeing eye to eye. But Mercury is in Gemini, finishing up. It's going to switch into Cancer tomorrow. And then Saturn is in Scorpio, retrograde right now. 28 degrees. 28 degrees is the degree of value. It's the degree of knowing your worth. So can you, when you combine it, it's such a cool combination. Mercury, our thoughts, what we think about things, how we communicate what we think about things, how we listen. And then Saturn and Scorpio takes us down into our gut instincts, our survival, our fears, our depths. And those two can combine on a really interesting level. If we get, that hint of the fear going up your spine, Mercury will take that and run. Your mind can take and run with that. So it's hey, I want to look at my thoughts and I want to shift them. I know my mind can be such a powerful agent of change. How can I work with this fear that's running through me and help myself move it in a positive direction? Honor it, listen to it, but then shift it. So these two can work together so well and help you move into what you value, help you move into your dreams. But you have to be taking responsibility, valuing what your mind is thinking. When we value something, we pay attention to it. So value your mind, value what's going on in it, and then from there, make that shift so that you can set that firm foundation in your root chakra. So intense energy to work through, but really beautiful if you take the time to value and work through it. So first card I pulled, conditioning. And I think, so much of what we think comes from this place of conditioning. It doesn't come from what actually is for us. It's just that this is how I thought, this is my pattern, this is where I'm going. But it's time for you to roar like the lion and not be afraid to have the adventure of working through your thoughts, shifting your thoughts, walking your talk, and actually thinking in alignment with what you value, what your values are, what feels right for you. So, good work to be done today before we have Mercury shifting into Cancer tomorrow and really diving into the feels on another level. So have a beautiful Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.